Something I doubt any of you know about me is that I am a longtime lover of WebOS. And I know what you're thinking. What the hell is WebOS? Well, WebOS was an operating system designed and employed by a now defunct company called Palm. And they made a couple of phones called the Palm Pre and the Palm Pixie to utilize this operating system. Now, this operating system was years ahead of its time, and it brought a lot of things in that we now take for granted in our modern phones. Things like a card-based multitasking system, and another thing, which will be the topic of today's show, gesture controls. The gesture controls in my Palm Pre and later Palm Pixie, when my Pre broke, were one of the things I love most about that operating system. Once you got really used to using those gestures, you could just zip through that phone like it was nothing, and everything just felt so smooth and intuitive. Now, as someone who is a long-time Android user after my WebOS days, and someone who's never going to use an Apple phone, an iOS phone, because it's just antithetical to everything that is me to use an iOS device, I was a little bit, maybe a touch jealous and a touch irritated to see the iPhone X ripping off gesture controls. I feel ripping off gesture controls from my beloved WebOS, and it did make me think, man, I want to also steal some gestures from WebOS and put them into my phone. So as some of you may know, I had been using an LG V30 for quite some time, but upon the decision from my wife that her Pixel 2 XL might be a little bit too large because she kept dropping it, we had to have the screen replaced at one point because it fell out of her tiny girl pockets. And, it's a little bit bigger than the V30. Those front-facing speakers are a little bit taller. So we traded phones. So here I am with a Pixel 2 XL. And so, of course, I rooted this device. And so now I've got something interesting to show you guys. So after rooting my phone, I went ahead and installed 2 apps that you're going to need to accomplish what I'm doing here today. Those 2 apps are Gesture Control and another app called Navigation Bar Remover. Now, this is the one you're going to need to be rooted for. Now, I guess you could use Gesture Control without your navigation bar removed, but it's going to look really weird and it's not going to work nearly as well at all. So I'd recommend doing that as well if possible. So once you get gesture controls installed and you have the nav bar remover doing its thing, hiding that ugly navigation bar, you can go in and set a myriad of different settings. Everything ranging from the position and size of the little bar you're going to have at the bottom of the screen, to which gestures you want to assign where, to the opacity and color of that bar itself. In fact, you can hide it completely if that is your decision. I have mine kind of mostly opaque, transparent's the word I'm looking for, so that it's visible but only slightly, as you can see in any of the screenshots that I've thrown up on screen. I have mine set up in such a way that if you swipe up from the bottom and hold, you're going to get your recents, your multitasking. So then from there, if you quickly swipe up, you go back home. And swipe from middle to the left and hold is going to get you your recent app, the thing you had open last, like double tapping the multitasking button. Swiping to the left just quickly is going to go back. Swiping to the right brings down my notifications. Swiping from the right and holding is going to bring down my quick settings. So you can customize this any way you want, and there is a pro version of this app that actually opens up a few more features, like the quick switch to your most recent application, which I find to be quite handy. So basically, from there, make it your own and enjoy not having a navigation bar. Enjoy tapping into the goodness of WebOS, and forget those iPhone X users. It's not about them. It's about gestures. They were always cool. They were cool when WebOS did it, like a decade ago or some shit. However long ago that was, I don't know. So hopefully this was enjoyable to you guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.